Is it? Hello! Hey, everyone. Welcome. We're live. Welcome to yet another episode of Witches and Wine. I'm your hostess with the mostest, Lola Stardust. And this is the show where we talk about witchy stuff and we drink wine. Clink and drink.
Clink and drink.
Clink and drink. Yummy wine.
Yep.
Good choice. Before we get to the wine, I'd like to do a disclaimer. I forgot to do it last week.
Uh-oh.
I know. When we had Bella on.
Did we have any negative comments about?
I don't know, but I just want to cover all our bases. The show is called Witches and Wine for a reason. We are witches. We drink wine. Yummy. Sometimes wine makes us, act like someone does when they drink wine. So if that is offensive to some viewers, click the X up above and everything will be fine. That's my disclaimer. All right, so let's start. Before we start our topic, let's turn it over to my partner in crime, Silent as Stardust, and he's going to talk about the wine that we're drinking tonight. Bing.
Well, thank you, sweetie. I got a chin of bing.
It's Isaac.
Hey. So
that was Fonz. That was Fizek.
The Fizek. The Fonzik.
The Fonzik.
Okay, well, let's get back to this. Tonight, we're going to be talking about some things that we've kind of mentioned in passing in previous episodes, but we're going to go a little further in depth. And in honoring that, I have grabbed a couple different beverages this evening to show.
So a beverage that we're not drinking right now, but he drank it. It's empty.
Is a Left Hand Brewing Company's Milk Stout Nitro.
Milk Stout Nitro?
And the
Nitro Stout, no.
The reason I chose this tonight to bring home, which is something we usually don't show on this show as beer, is we're going to be talking about Left Hand Magic.
Well, and more stuff, yeah.
And other things.
And then what is the wine that we're drinking tonight? Watch out, honey.
So I thought I would just show that off. I refer to that beer as the American Guinness. So if you're a fan of Guinness, I would recommend trying that out. But the real bottle we're drinking tonight is Melodramatic Darkness Red Blend out of California. On the label, if Lola turns it for us, you're going to see two faces.
Oh yeah!
In the male face is Vincent Price from all the horror movies back in the 50s and 60s and so forth, all the way through. And then the other face is a female, and is one of his damsels in his movies.
Ooh.
This winery is nice and jammy. Going to run you 12 to $15 a bottle. Really, really nice dark fruiting, very smooth, low tannins. You get big blackberry, black cherry notes. I really like the dark style red blends. So does Lola. And with being called darkness and having left hand stuff and so forth, I thought they'd be very good bottles to show and to represent this evening's episode.
All righty. Thank you, sweetie. And this time he gets to stay because it's just him and I tonight. We usually have Coven members, but we just kind of wanted this to be us and,
Kicking it old school?
Kicking it old school. So we have one viewer. Hi, viewer. Do you want to put in the comments who you are? Or you can remain anonymous. Because I don't know who you are unless you show me who you are and type some comment. And then we can say, hey, what's up? So hi, one viewer. Anyway, hi, sweetie.
Hi, I'm cold, so I'm not.
Okay, but you have to go. Sorry, I have a child. Oh, we have two viewers. Oh my gosh. Adam Reed. Hey, Adam, what's up? Thanks for joining us. That's my son Colt. Colt, YouTube standards, if it's not for kids can't be in the frame. So you have to go in the other room.
With the new rules.
They have new rules. Yes, YouTube has new rules.
And it's federal regulation, so they didn't have a choice.
Yeah.
Oh, we got 3 viewers.
Oh my God, we have 3 viewers. Oh. What?
Oh, and it goes back to 2.
Oh, 2. They saw this and went, screw
hell
them.
No.
All right, so let's get to our topic. So we have been discussing in a Facebook group a couple things and love the new tarot deck. Oh, you must have saw the picture of my Dark Goddess Oracle cards, Adam? Or my Modern Witch one. The Modern Witch Tarot.
We opened our Yule stuff early, and Yule was good to us this year.
It was. I couldn't wait.
Yeah. So
All right, so our topic is we've been talking in a group on Facebook about light and dark, black and white magic, witches versus the Dark Goddess Tarot. Yeah, I'm excited about it. And people who call themselves Left Path. So for those of you who are not familiar with that, Left Path, so in witchcraft, there is a and please, people who are more literate in this is just from my 20 plus years of studying different beliefs and religions and whatnot. It doesn't make me an expert. It just makes, like, how I go, expert. That's international sign for expert.
I wish I was an expert.
Smoking, I know things.
Was that a clove?
It was a total clove, and I was in a dance club in the 80s dancing.
I feel like it's 93
to
all over again.
Bauhaus. Okay, anyway, so Left Path is what would be considered black magic, darker magic, because
cursing, hexing.
We have the left.
We're not working with other sides.
Wiccans and witches that I know are mostly into right hand path.
Uh-huh.
Magic, which is more of the light and whatnot, and it's been, I'm this and I'm that and whatever, and my view is I just study it all.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't mean
we don't practice.
I don't practice a bunch of dark magic, but I believe it's necessity. So, but that is what left hand path is. Now, if someone's watching and they know a better definition than that, please, by all means, put it in a comment section, because like I said, I am not an expert. So we wanted to talk about that because we were bringing that up. We were bringing up occultism, people who study occult things, practice that, Satanism, because when it's all said and
the perceived darker things,
when it's all said and done, it's all of the occult. And that was another thing I wanted to talk about, because I believe some people I've talked to think occultism and witchcraft are two different things. And in my opinion, from what I've studied and what I've experienced, is witchcraft is part of the occult umbrella. Occult means hidden. Witchcraft was a hidden practice, as many other types of magical workings or energy work or whatnot. Back in the day, not in my day, I'm not that old, but when people had to meet in secret. So you've got your mystery religions, which we've brought that term up before. Yep. Mystery religion. So you're looking at your, not just witchcraft and dark magic or whatever, or Satanism, but you're looking at Freemasonry, you're looking at
Templars,
you're looking at ceremonial magicians, a lot of them. There's I say it, Rosicrucian. If I'm mispronouncing it, I would agree, being in the same umbrella.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So I'm not alone in that. I think it is. So when people say, "Well, I'm not really witchcraft. I study the occult," and I'm like, witchcraft is the occult, but maybe I misunderstood what they were saying or what I read.
Maybe we're more liberal with our interpretation of it.
Maybe, yeah, If
we're not absolute strategists.
Oh, that's our family member.
Oh.
Yes, thank you, honey. Go ahead, hon.
With it, occultism doesn't always mean bad or dark. What it means is working with things that are from beyond. And we're working with things that are greater than us.
Now, so what I hear a lot, and I agree with this, is, I'm Wiccan, he's Wiccan. We run a Wiccan, I almost said choir. Oh my God, a Wiccan choir.
Oh.
That would be awesome. Store that in the back.
Yeah. Future episode,
we'll do a premiere of our Wiccan choir. We have a third viewer. Hi, third viewer.
Will they stay or will they go?
Well, I don't know. You got to let me know. Okay. Wow.
That's making run away.
Can I edit that out? Anyway, not to the live people, but I don't. So anyway,
hi, son.
What? Your third viewer is. Oh, yes. Well, I don't know who the first. I know Adam is one, and our son. And we got. Who's number three? You want to announce? Say hi. Say hi. Okay. So let's get to the conversation here.
Yeah.
So the what I've been as Wiccans, we study the Wiccan Read, and that there's parts in that is about and harm none, do as you will. And so I know a lot of witches that don't agree with that, and that's fine. They are more wanting they have the right, and I believe this too.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm not even down talking it, so please don't be, but you have a right to do the magic you want to do if you feel that it's hexing or putting a curse or whatever. That is totally
up to you.
Up to you. I respect all religions. I need to also respect all beliefs in the similar adjacent beliefs that I have.
Their paths is their paths. If they harm others, be prepared to deal with repercussions, legal or beyond.
Yes, and that is why Wicca we a lot of Wiccans get known as fluffy bunnies because they feel that we're all skipping through fields, la la la.
We're human. We get angry. We get frustrated. We want revenge. It's your self control and your personal choices.
So like if somebody wanted to make someone stop hurting them, there maybe someone who wasn't Wiccan would be, I'm going to I don't know, make them not able to leave the house for a few days or whatever. You got to be careful what you wish for because it might their legs might break and they're in a hospital.
Be detailed in your spell casting.
But Wiccans would suggest, especially when I'm in Wiccan clergy, I would suggest to someone maybe do a binding spell, like bind them from doing harm to others and themselves.
It's 5.
We have 5 viewers.
This might be a new record.
Oh, God.
Witches and wine.
What was that? That was Jerry Lewis.
Yeah.
Lady.
And your Jerry Lewis ran 2 of them off.
So it's me that loses the viewers. I could just turn this over to you and.
No, just don't keep Jerry to himself.
Okay. So anyway, we wanted to talk about what some people say and I've met a lot of witches and a lot of occultists and people that say I practice black magic. And we're getting a bunch of texts. It's live. I have to keep my phone open for family. Oh!
What?
Oh, hi! Cindy, is that you? Are you still on there? Well, see, I can't give you a shout out unless I know it's you, but our best friend, she's not even friend, she's family, is watching. Cindy, if you're there, hi! We love you! Oh my God, my arm fat. Oh, that needs to stop. Anyway, so black magic, some people are like, yes, I study black magic, and I'm not saying that's
your path is your path.
But what I've been taught about calling it black magic is I don't call it black or white magic. I call it magic. Because I was taught magic is like electricity, and there's no good or bad electricity. There just is electricity. Now, what happens with electricity sometimes can cause negative things, but we don't say, "Oh, that's bad electricity."
Well, there's a big difference of intent.
Yes, but electricity doesn't even have an intent.
Exactly.
Well, it's the person that.
That's where I was leading to. Electricity is constant. In that ratio, intent is what changes which way how you use that electricity.
Now, sometimes our magic, we have all the best intentions, but it might go somewhere that's that we weren't expecting, or might go a simpler route and cause an immediate reaction that might not be good for the people around. And that's where the whole do
and
harm none. The big argument, and I agree with this, is you cannot not harm someone. And we harm people all the time. And son, stop it. It's just our son's in the bedroom watching us. So that sounds really weird. So anyways, you cannot do something in life and consciously, you can't be aware of who you harm. You can harm people that you're not even aware of, that you're harming.
It's the whole butterfly, the butterfly effect.
There's no way of knowing. So
be aware of what you can, but understand that there are unknown repercussions.
There's always repercussions for something.
And you can't be held accountable for what was not your intent. Things that was your intent, that's part of why there's laws. We would have to prove, probable cause and intent. Well, if you intend to do bad to someone and bad happens to them, unless you're very defined in what your harm and the way you want to bind, harm, curse, whatever to that person, if you leave it open and free, the universe and the ethereal is going to do what they're going to do, and if you let them run free, then that is on you.
Yeah, don't let that energy run amok.
Right.
And also, I've met people that have said, I've always done good things and had good intentions, and why are bad things still happening to me? Some of us call it karma. Some of us just say, you know what? And what I was saying, well, no, it's not even that. It's just you got to have those lessons, and that's the darkness. That's the dark side. The dark side. But I want to talk about some other occult issues.
It's so cool.
So, one of the books that I really enjoy, and I know we weren't going to talk about books, but this is just a really easy read. It's the occult book, A Chronological Journey from Alchemy to Wicca, and this is really cool.
By John Michael Greer.
And this is really good. It shows all the things and the history of occultism. It's got really cool pictures, and it's got a little write-up on each person. So if you're interested in just reading about just a generalization of occultism, this is a really good book that I enjoy. And also The Secret History of the World. I recommend that. That's about mystery religions. Yep. And I'll go ahead and post those later. So occultism, one of the things that I know a lot of people that study and work with, because as a witch you meet like-minded and people that do things that maybe you never would have thought, but I meet a lot of Satanists.
That's it. Like I said, we said earlier, it's a big umbrella. There are many adjacencies to paganism. Wicca is just one branch of paganism, just like Catholicism is one branch of Christianity or Protestant.
Yeah.
There are many, many different paths and practices that all fall.
And then there's ones that really separate themselves from witchcraft and are more leaning to like Satanism. But I also know witches who are Luciferian type, or so there you can always combine. And that's what's so awesome. Wow, my hair. That's what's so awesome about what we study and what we believe, because I feel that you can, like, someone asked me what tradition are you, and I said, well, our coven studies British traditional, but I'm pretty eclectic, and so are most of our coven members. We like our coven to do as close to British traditional. We're very we're very structured in that way, but what we fill the circle with can be things that maybe some Wiccan covens don't, because we are interested in it, and there's a lesson that needs to be learned from that energy. So when I was talking about Satanism, I had dated a guy a long time ago, you know who I'm talking about, who was in a Satanist group. He was a Satanist, and him and his group studied Satanism, and this was around the time that I was really, I was in my teens, and I was really interested in all types of beliefs and religions. And by that time I started dating him, I had already studied witchcraft and Taoism. And I think I was starting to get into Buddhism. And so here I meet this guy who's like, oh, I'm a Satanist. And I'm like, okay, well, I want to know what this is like. And so we have 6 viewers. So I read the Satanic Bible, and I highly suggest anyone who has a really negative view of Satanists and Satanism, I would read the Satanic Bible. I think it's really good how it explains where their beliefs are coming from.
LaFay isn't nearly as evil. He's dark. He's
LaVey.
What did I say?
LaFay.
Oh, I meant LaVey.
I was like, LaFay.
Antoine LaVey.
Yeah.
Um,
Or yes, yeah. Anton.
Yeah, Antoine LaVey. It's hello, Lauren. Nice to see you. Thank you for joining us.
Lauren, more. We want more.
His outlook and the way he describes things and the way he looks at it, it's counterculture, but there is a lot of
There's a lot of similarities
Yes.
in what we believe as just people who don't maybe not identify as something of the alternative religions, but it's something even you can, because they're just like treat people cool,
Yeah.
but they have a right to protect themselves,
Yep.
and they have a right to covet things and
Yeah.
want things, and because they view themselves as that is what we deserve.
Yeah.
We put in that work and we deserve those things. How they go about it, and again, any Satanists that are watching, please correct me.
Yeah.
Again, this is just in my general studies, but they
we accept all and we don't judge.
yeah,
as
and I
long-
want to be corrected. I'm
Yeah.
not.
Yeah. We are very green in these concepts.
Concepts. Speaking of concepts,
Yeah.
I need more wine. So
Apparently, I don't.
the no, you don't. The concept of Satanism really appealed to me, and I was invited into a Satanist, I guess, the coven is
Circle.
what circle. They called it a coven,
Did they?
Yeah.
Okay.
and again, I believe there's probably other names for them. And I was like 19, and I had to go through a lot to be a part of it. But I was an observer, and I also partook in some of the stuff. And it was dark, and it was
Intense.
little things were uncomfortable. But I'm kind of a bad example to judge, because I've always liked stuff like that, and I've always been drawn to like that darkness, and my favorite movies of horror movies are satanic possessions, demonic possessions. Oh my God, I could watch those like a 13-year-old watch a rom-com.
We're a big
Seriously.
fan of exorcism movies.
Yeah. Anyway, so Satanism, I know a lot of people that study it, and I love talking to them, and I love asking questions, and I think it's just, again, because I think that some witches might even, I'm not even going to talk about Catholics or Christians, because they already think we're all Satanists.
Yep. It's all the same to them.
I'm talking
we're
about
all demon worshippers.
we all worship demons. So that's, whatever. And if there's some Christians watching, which I don't know why there would be, but in case, and you're like, I don't believe that, please message me, because I want to pick your brain.
Yep. We are all about open theological talk.
Yes.
We respect your practices. Please respect ours.
And
go ahead.
Go ahead, then.
And with that, we are always open to having an open discussion, and would love to have people of other faiths reach out and have a conversation.
I mean, most people own a what?
A level what?
A level?
What do you mean a level?
Apparently we're too stoned and drunk to get Lauren's humor. Do we own a level? Explain that.
Lauren?
Are we crooked?
Oh, he's talking about the pictures in the back. Our walls represent us as well. We're a little tipsy sometimes, and a little.
Really? Is
I
it the pictures? Oh my God. Anyway.
Yeah.
So.
I get it. We have cats and children and
drunk people. So anyway,
Shh, it's the cats and the children. It's not us.
So, I feel that other things that people study that are darker is the black magic.
Mm-hmm.
And our coven has never done black magic.
No, we have not.
But not knowingly. We love you, Lauren. And tell your wife that we're coming over New Year's Day And we'll talk about it later because he might have a work thing, but it won't be that long. So, and if you don't know what we're talking about, Lauren, ask your wife. Anyway, so I feel that left hand or a black magic, because that's a really common question.
Mhm.
It's like in Wizard of Oz, are you a good witch or a bad witch? And I don't know why I'm having shakes like I'm having a seizure.
Our response is, I'm a witch.
And I'll say I'm a witch. And they're like,
Because-
but I know witches that do black magic. And I knew witches that do white magic. And I guess if you're comfortable with that label, that's fine. But I feel that label limits what we can do.
We're not label people.
We don't like labels.
We accept and respect if you have a label for whatever, but we're not label people. We just do what we do. And we go with that, and it's all about our intent. Yes, we like to think that we're trying to do good, but if we're needing to protect ourselves, and in doing so, setting up some kind of thorns, metaphorically speaking, where someone might get pricked along the way.
Because they're a prick.
Then so be it. But we have to know that with our intent, there are the laws of three I mentioned earlier. And if you send out bad things, accept that 3 bad things are going to come back to you. If you send out good things, hope that 3 good things are going to come back to you. But if you're willing to make the trade, do the magic.
Yeah. And like Adam Reed said, I'm a witch and do magic, no label.
Yep.
Yeah, and that's kind of how we are. We are very much, we just do what we do, and if it leans towards what some witches or muggles might say is dark, but then there's a whole light and dark issue, which is kind of,
it's all personal perception.
There's light and dark in what we do as Wiccans. We believe in our dark, our shadow self, and we believe in our light, or what we show to people. And that's a whole nother topic, but if you've watched our past episodes, we have talked about shadow work. And I think sometimes, and this is just my opinion, that sometimes people get, they get it confused. They'll be like, well, I do the dark magic for, as studying my shadow.
Mm-hmm.
That's different. Shadow work is a psychological thing. It's from Carl Jung, and that's spelled Jung. I don't know what I did this for. Jung, yo, Carl Jung.
You can go ahead and stop.
Okay. Anyway, so I didn't lose any viewers. Wow. Don't tell me to stop.
Okay, you can continue. I'm just going to point my finger.
Whatever. Anyway,
Jung.
it's not Jung.
I know it's not.
That irritates me. I study Carl Jung. Okay. But he believes in, that is a psychological thing, and we've talked about it many times, so I'm not even bringing that.
Yep.
I just wanted to, kind of touch upon, I have the hiccups. Touch upon that.
Clink a drink.
Clink and drink to the
To
hiccups.
one hiccups.
Yay. This is only my second class.
On camera.
So-
Actually, it's only the second class to Shadow Night. I just wanted to tease her a little bit.
Thank you. So, anyway, so there's those that the black magic.
Mm-hmm.
So there are people that will perform what I consider black magic is something to just kind of take away the what is it called? The consequences. They don't care what the consequences are, and it's not that they don't care.
They accept.
They accept. Okay, and that is an opinion, and it might be something different. Again, those who do left hand magic, dark, black magic. If there's a creed or anything that you follow, and I'm assuming from what I've studied, there's not really, because that is why a lot of witches are not Wiccan, because and harm none,
do what you will.
or the karma,
Yeah.
the law of three, threefold laws. So I think that would be a really good question to actually ask someone that studies that and say, so are you not worried about those consequences?
Or are you?
That there will be,
and just accept it.
and just accept that you're willing to pay. That is my opinion on how that works, because I think that just in life, not just with magic and what we do spiritually, but I think with choices we make.
Absolutely.
And sometimes there's choices. There'll be a choice that you have to make that will say, okay,
There's going to be fallout.
There's going to be fallout, but look at this other choice. This other choice is going to keep you not being able to resolve this issue. But if you want to resolve this issue, there will be fallout, and there will be hurt feelings, and there will be a fucking fire that you may not be able to put out. And sometimes we've had to make that choice.
Are you willing to do that?
Are you willing to do that? Yeah, I am.
Yeah.
And so I kind of compare it to that. And again, if you guys can correct me, but naners, nay.
Our puppies.
But that is kind of the opinion I have about doing any black magic or working in that kind of realm. I feel that you've made the decision. You know what the consequences will be. So be it. Right?
Yep.
But so if someone that's watching has a different
roll the dice and let them land how they will,
Yeah.
and be accepting of any of the outcomes. And if you're willing to do it, more power to you. That is your personal choice. But know that everything that you do, there's repercussions.
But maybe they don't believe that.
Well, no. But
That's the thing.
But they may not believe it, but still be aware there's always going to be some reaction to your action.
And it might be a repercussion that you don't understand that why it's happening.
Yep.
And might label it something else.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know, but
you may not be consciously aware of what that repercussion is, but it's going to come back in some way, shape, or form. And if you're willing to accept that something's going to come back, then do it.
do it.
Just if it's illegal, you accept you may go to
we
jail.
haven't made decisions in our life
oh yeah,
that we have rather. I mean, our whole life.
Shadow work, honey. The things you have done in your past that you are not proud of, and you're still hung up on. That's part of your shadow work.
That's your shadow work, and so maybe there's where we work through it, and because I mean, and if Lauren's watching or Cindy's watching, they'll understand this. We lived in a time in our youth
we had a lot of fun and not a lot of responsibility.
Yeah, and there were repercussions.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
For that lifestyle,
which we are still paying for to this day.
Yeah, financial, health wise. I'm talking about illegal substances and partying. But we chose
decisions, not smart decisions.
We chose that path, and not gonna lie, a lot of it was fun. Not gonna lie, a lot of it sucked.
Yep.
So, I guess comparing those kind of decisions that you make. Do you want to pay the consequences? That is also known as the road that's a little more rocky and has more obstacles, because a lot of people like to take that easy road. And so I think there's a part of us as witches, Satanists, left path, whatever you want to call yourself, the alternative belief, alternative style of living.
Alternative lifestyle.
Alternative lifestyle. Shut up, Marty.
Oh, that's a Spokane reference. If anyone gets it, please comment, and we love you for it. There's Lauren right there.
Marty. Anyway, alternative lifestyle. So anyway, but I think that it doesn't matter what you believe. I feel that occult beliefs and more alternative spiritual and religious beliefs, we learn one way or another how to take responsibility for our actions.
Read what you sow.
And I feel that is the most important thing to learn, is that we are adults and we can...
Well, mostly.
Well, I mean, okay, chronologically and I guess... environmentally, morally, ethically,
behaviorally, maybe not so much.
Yeah,
but the other one's sure.
We are adults, and we need to learn to be responsible for what we do, what we put out there, and what we study in as being witches and everything else is that there is a certain, you have to take responsibility for what you do. There you just
It's just
can't.
the reality.
It's just the reality of it.
Don't blame others for your actions.
Yes. Now there are those things where it happens where sometimes just bad shit happens to people, and we could dissect it and try to figure out, and then there's the whole thing of karma, and but how far back does karma go? Or it could just be like my philosophy is
every action has a greater or equal reaction. Yep.
Yeah, it's very scientific, actually.
Physics and chemistry.
Yes, it's physics and chemistry. But also there's times when, like Freud said, a cigar is just a cigar, or a dream is just a dream. It doesn't have to be deeper than what it is. It's about knowing when to dive in and knowing when it's like, you know what? Shit happens.
Is this just weird, or is this something? Hello, nice to see you,
Black Tree. Hi, Black Tree.
Is this the where it's just a weird, strange dream, or is this actually diving into your psyche and dealing with something that you need to deal with?
Because not everything has to be so deep, but then there are things that need to be deep, and it's
recognize the sign.
Recognize it. If you feel like if you're just if you wake up from a dream and you go, that was weird. I dreamt the Kool-Aid man crashed through my parents' house and stepped on my dog and everyone went, oh yeah, and the dog was like, meh, and we all drank Kool-Aid and I woke up. Now I love dreams, but I'm just using that as an example. Sometimes a dream is just a dream. It's just a random. It's like an acid trip in your head.
It's your subconscious just
putting together shit,
cleaning itself out.
But if you keep thinking about it day after day, and you're like, no, then maybe there's something. And so listen to your heart. Did you know the lead singer of Roxette died?
That's sad.
I know.
I actually like Roxette.
It must have been love, but it's over now.
I apologize to everyone.
Oh my God. So anyway, so I kind of view it's the same way with handling magic and what you do and how you view the repercussions or non-repercussions. I think you just have to be an adult about it and know, like, you got to know when to hold them. You got to know.
We're getting towards the end of the episode when we start singing all sorts of songs as catchphrases.
I know. So anyway, are you saying that's the time to end?
When we start getting to the stage, we know when it's time to cut the camera because we're just going to make.
Well, before we go, who cares? I think people want to see us and they're interested in the topic.
That's what the after party's for.
We do have an after party that we do live, but we'll get to that. Anyone have any questions or anything to say? Because I would love to interact with our viewers.
No, wonderful. I just played poker for it. And how did it go for you, Black Tree?
Your first time playing poker? Did you lose? Did you win?
Did you lose your money or your shirt?
Win, lose, or draw?
Literally.
I'm afraid to play poker.
You always lose your shirt. I win. Hey. I lost, of course. Well, my dad once told me years ago, you don't learn how to play poker until you've lost between $5,000 and $10,000 in your life. So apparently, I don't know how to play poker because I ain't lost $5,000 to $10,000.
Because we don't have that kind of money.
Nope.
Sheesh. Anyway, does anyone have any?
7. Oh, we made 7.
We have 7 viewers. Well, So we're talking about the dark arts. Yeah. We're talking about
Black Magick,
occultism, left hand. So let's talk about Aleister Crowley.
So that is what would be considered the godfather of all dark things.
So Aleister Crowley, I love him. I really do, and I've always been.
We said Aleister Crowley, and she ran away.
Oh my God! 2 people came up and heard us say Aleister Crowley, and went, fuck that. But Aleister Crowley is a big one with what I loved about Aleister Crowley, and if there's people watching who aren't familiar with Aleister Crowley, just look him up. Like, seriously.
Yeah, the man. He is an absolutely beautiful poet, and then darker than the blackest black.
Darker than the blackest black.
We scream
for our cream. Sorry, we were doing Death Clock.
I was going to say, if anyone can reference that, please do in the chat. But.
So Aleister Crowley, he pretty much pushed the limits with the occult. He was very, very smart in occult practices. He was very smart he was a poet, theater,
Theologian.
theological.
He studied many different paths and practices and influenced what has become with the Wiccan practice.
Yeah, Wicca has a lot of, which always makes me laugh a little, because I know some Wiccans that are like, "Oh, Aleister Crowley," and I'm like, you do realize that Gerald Gardner, who is the father of Wicca, borrowed and worked with Aleister Crowley to get what we have.
And what was their group that they worked in together?
The Golden Dawn, or the OTO.
Yes, we do individual spell work, and then we do coven spell work.
Yeah.
And there are different, if anyone can't see it, Black Tree asked, when do we do spell work?
Do you do spell work, and when do you find time to sit down and do it? Well, let me tell you, spell work can be done elaborately, like a 20-minute whole fucking thing, or it can be done just walking out your front door,
cooking dinner,
saying something, or cooking dinner, or cleaning your house,
yep,
taking a bath, driving your car. I mean, so if you don't have the time, or you can't find the time to do what is considered like intense spell work, start working it into your everyday life. So something that I like to do is when I go somewhere that gives me anxiety, Walmart, sorry, and I'll sit in the car beforehand and I do a protection spell. And it takes like not even 5 minutes. It's like I just do this whole thing, protect me, blah, blah, blah. You know, it's a protection spell.
Yep.
And it works, because if I didn't do that, because I've gone to Walmart many times where I just forget, I'm a mess. Jack Parsons. Would you remind me who that is, Lauren? Because I've had some drink. I know the name, but...
Well, like for me, one of the spells I do almost on a daily basis is I do a 2-minute cleansing spell in the shower.
Shower time.
As I'm... Whoa. Our son went Japanese.
Wow. Okay. Anyway, go ahead.
So I'll do a little 2-minute cleansing spell while I'm standing in the shower, and I let the water soak down off the back of my head and drip down my body. And as it drips down off of me, I have it pull off the stress and any anger, any pain, and let that flow down me with the water, and then drain down the tub in the drain. And I feel clean at that point, and I come out of the shower feeling clean both physically and emotionally and spiritually. And it's a way that you can do it every single day or every time you shower. If you skip a day, so be it. You know, sometimes you just want to be grungy. I get it. I do it. Ain't no judgment. But when you cleanse yourself, you can do that. Also, another one I do is we do a lot of cooking. And in your cooking, you can input your intent and your love and send that through. The best food is the food that's made with love. Everyone knows it. Think back to when mom, grandma, whomever was the provider for you, whoever is the provider for you currently. If you can do it with love, it just tastes better. And these are just easy ways to incorporate spell work into your daily life, as well as doing it when you sit down and do the specialized time. If you have something coming up that you need to work on or need to think, set 20 minutes away for yourself and set up a time for you to do your spell work. All right.
So Lauren, I just looked it up too. The occult rocket scientist who conjured spirits with L. Ron Hubbard. So this is really interesting, Lauren, who Jack Parsons is. So that's why I've heard his name. Jack Parsons is L. Ron Hubbard and Gerald Gardner, I believe, knew each other and worked together.
He worked with Howard Hughes too.
Oh, yeah.
Really?
So yes, so there is a whole slew of people from back then.
Crazy.
And
we call them interesting.
We called them interesting and eccentric and but they were occultists.
Yep, absolutely. Those are good representations of American occultists in the history.
We've had people studying this for a really long time. I'm gonna pour some more wine. Like I need more. I got the hiccups.
Yep.
Yeah, but L. Ron Hubbard and Gerald Gardner. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Wah, wah, wah. That is all I got from that. If anyone who knows how much I like my wine.
I got more wine, don't worry.
All right. But anyway, so I need wine, but it does not last that long. Oh, honey, we know.
Yeah.
We know.
Wine cometh and goeth real quick.
Real quick. And he works at a wine store.
I sell wine for a living. So
and he's like a wine expert, and we get a lot of free wine. And I'll be like, the beginning of the month, he gets all this free wine, and by mid-month, it's like fucking gone. And I'm like, who drank that?
Hey, we're towards the back half of the month, and we still have wine from this month. We've done good.
Hey, how you doing? How you doing? How you doing?
How you doing?
How you doing? Okay, so this has gone way off track, but we do have an after hours that we do. We have wine cards that we read like tarot.
We have those?
So, yeah, they're in Lean's thing. So we're going to, winers. You're a whiner.
Oh, winers.
You're a beerer, Lauren. You're a beerner. Okay, it's time for me to go.
This is after hours time.
We're starting to get into after hours. We have an after hour show. What time is it? It is 10:16. So we'll do our after hours at 10:45.
10:30.
10:30?
Yeah.
Can we do it that quick?
14 minutes. We can make that
Because I gotta pee. We do an after hours where we just kind of let loose and we just have some music and we do a reading.
Wine card divination.
We do a wine card divination. It's like 15 minutes. So if you want to join us at 10:30, that's in 15 minutes wherever you are. 10:30, that's Pacific Standard Time.
Yep.
But we're gonna go ahead and wrap this up. So I'm sorry if we didn't get to some of the stuff that you wanted, but we had a lot of viewers' questions, which we are willing to take.
We love it. We want more of it.
Yeah. So if you have any more questions for us, or if you're just curious about who we are and what we do,
yes, we will.
See you on absolutely. Thank you. You can email us at
crossroadscoven@gmail.com.
What was that email address?
crossroadscoven@gmail.com.
All right. So thank you for joining us. Remember, be kind to one another, walk with the goddess, and until next time, blessed be. Good night, everybody.
See you soon.
See you for the after hours, if you dare.